things happen. My father, the same thing. He had a beef once with O'Neill Dellacroce, the underboss. They were out in Manhattan drinking, and they were having a meeting with the underboss of Chicago. Flew into New York, and they went out for dinner. Neil, my father, Tony Lee, a couple of other wise guys, Frankie Martin, and a few other guys, and they were drinking, and they were partying, and I don't know. My father was breaking balls, just really just breaking balls, and he hated the underboss of Chicago. I forgot the guy's name. Oh my God! When I heard the story, and the underboss of Chicago said to Neil, "That's how you let your guys talk to you." And but that's the kind of relationship my father had with Neil. They came up together, from the Albert Anastasia days. So, they always broke balls like that. And Neil, Neil reprimanded my father in front of everybody, like embarrassed him in front of everybody, And when they went outside, they were like nose to nose, my father and Neil, and Frankie Martin, this other wise guy, Frankie Martin, got in the middle of them and said, "What are you, crazy? What's going on here? Like, this can't be," and they left. And the next day, my father by himself went to the Ravenite, because Neil lived across the street at the time from the Ravenite with his wife and Buddy, his son, before he moved out to Staten Island with his girlfriend. His building was directly right across the street from the Ravenite. And my father went there by himself in the morning and waited in front of the door till Neil came out of his house. And when Neil came out of his house, my father goes, "What's going to happen? What are we going to do?" And Neil, hugged him and said, "What, are you kidding me? Forget about it. It was a misunderstanding." And now Neil was the underboss at the time. And Neil just told my father, "I love you. I'll always be your captain," even though, because Neil was my father's captain after Tommy Rava disappeared, and Carl made Neil the captain. Carlo Gambino made Neil the captain, and they kissed and made up. But my father always told me that Neil never forgot that my father was ready to fight and die, and Neil never forgot that. And he believes Neil held them back a little bit because of that. But that's a story for another day.